Well, howdy YouTubers. Today I'm going to show you how we make our version of what is known on the internet as the mean green juice, done by that fat, sick, and nerdy dead video that's out. That's an excellent video. Everyone should see it that wants to lose a few pounds or just eat a little better. But this is our version of it. We make a bigger batch, even though they say storing it for to start losing its nutrients after so many days. We still make it ahead of time because we're so busy that we need to make a big batch. And we put it in this container right here. Right here, and it's got a cover on it. That'll fill it up. This is about a 64-ounce container, 1 gallon container. We almost get a gallon worth of juice. And basically, the standard mean green juice is, because the amount we're making is 3 bunches of kale. That's almost 3 bunches. We're a little short. 12 celery stalks, 6 apples, 2 lemons. Let me get over here. Ginger, about that size. You don't have to add ginger if you don't want it. 3 cucumbers, and what's optional in ours is we have carrots later on, so we're going to put carrots in there. But you don't have to. The mean green juice doesn't even include carrots, but you can put what you want. Now what I'll do is I'll slice these cucumbers up 4 ways, in 4 separate ways, and I'll slice these up in small enough to get into that Omega 8003 juicer that we have. And I'll juice all this stuff up, mix it all together, and it should last us a family of 4, about 2-3 days. So rather than show you how I cut these things up, because you know how to cut things up, I'll just give you an idea. But you should have a little more kale than this, because this is the main stuff. And then when I juice, it'll be juicing the kale and then intermixing between the other ones. But you don't want to end it with the real green leafy vegetables, because you leave a lot of the juice behind. This other stuff washes it out. But when you do the lemons, 2 lemons by the way, you take the skin off. Some people leave the skin on, but sometimes it aggravates some people. It gives them upset stomach or whatever. But we take the skins off. But you don't have to if you don't want to. And that's the basic ingredients. Now we'll get on with the juicing. Well, my wife found some more kale. So now we got 3 bunches of kale. And what I was going to show you here real quick is not to cut up all the other stuff. You know, I cut them in half to get them in the machine. You also have green with red. Well, we go by what's on sale. We try to only juice with green apples if we can. But in this case, the red apples were on sale. So anyhow, for the 8003 Omega, you got to cut the apples up any way you want it. But the way we find is easy is just like this. And then you just cut this like this. And that like that, so that the pieces can fit down the tube. Tip these over, do them in thirds. 1, 2, like that. 1, 2, and there. That's how you do it. We don't cut up the celery, and we don't cut up the kale. But everything else we cut to fit down that tube. Okay, I'll finish cutting them up, and then we'll get to juicing. Get it ready. And just start feeding it in. If they're real big, turn them off. Now, I'm not going to show you how to do all this, but you've seen it many times before. Just keep forcing it through. And then change, have you get some in? Change, like maybe put in some apples. Now you see why I come up in thirds. They can go through that little tube. And I try to do the real, like the ginger, because you want a lot of the stuff you don't want the ginger to sit inside here and go to waste some of the juices. So you put this stuff in here, and the other vegetables and fruits will wash them out. Like for instance, some lemons. That'll wash all that leftover ginger juice that's in them, the grinder and the olive, whatever you call it. Wash it right into the lower container. But that's basically how you do it. And the celery, don't try to do just one item. Mix it up, because they clean the augers out. Like this stuff really cleans the augers out when it gets, like when you use these things here, the cucumbers, these really clog up the augers. You don't clear them as nice, and it'll start building up in here. Well, get that through like that, and then just run some kale through. That'll clear it right out. Like you never even grinded nothing in there yet. Just like that. Just clears it right up. Okay, you know how that is. I'm gonna juice all this stuff, and then and when this gets full, we dump it in that bowl. When this gets full, we dump it in our juice bowl. And we don't use the screen that comes with this. Some people use the screen and put a screen over this. It screens out the thicker material. We don't, because we want that some of the fiber in there. So there you go. Okay, here it is with all it ground up. All that and vegetables, fruits and vegetables are left in here. You see how much juice we got? Not a full gallon. But now what my wife's going to do now, she's going to run this through again. And you can see I emptied this out. You'll get about at least a half more of this container, maybe 3/4 full of this, depending on how many vegetables you have. Usually it's a little bigger bowl, but it depends. Sometimes our apples are bigger or whatever, but you see how much juice we get. That's all pure juice. Okay? And we're going to run this through again because even though they brag about it getting most of the juice, the water content out of the vegetables, still if you run them through again, you can get a lot more. So I'll have her do that, and we'll show you that there. And then I'll show you how easy, why this Omega juicer rocks for cleaning up compared to the other juicers, the spinning ones and stuff, how quick and easy this thing is to clean up. I'll show you that at the end. So if you want to stick around for that. Okay, here she goes, putting the extra, the ground up stuff that's already run through once. We run it through twice. And we find that it gets a lot more juice out. Sometimes it gets clogged, depending on your material. It just gets clogged, and you can put it in reverse, but that don't seem to work that great for this situation. What we do is we take the auger off, that assembly off, and then we just clean it real quick and then put it back in and keep going. And that helps out. Sometimes too, it's easier when you reach into this pile here and sound like you're making a multi-vegetable, and just sort of grab it like this, make it into like a, just hard pack it like that. And then you throw it down the tube, and it goes down so much easier. Sometimes that works real good too. I hope you've seen it. But this, whichever way you want to do it, that works best for me. I form it into a pack when I do it. But you get an idea what she's doing. And just keep doing it. I'm not going to show you how it goes on, but you can see the juice dripping out in the bottom. People say the juicer does good at one time. Well, you can see the juice dripping out the bottom into the container. Granted, it is a thicker juice. It's real thick. And for you people out there that say we're losing out on all the fiber, well, we don't only juice, we eat vegetables along with other things during meals, so it isn't going to waste. And of course we compost, so it doesn't go to waste either. It goes back into the garden. So that's it. You don't even see no more of that. That's how you do it. You do it. Total time takes about an hour to make about a gallon of juice. And if it ain't quite a gallon, we'll add a little bit of filtered water to the main container to bring it up to a gallon, to dilute it a bit. So, okay, here it is. After she got done converting all this stuff over, you can see that this is what it looks like. It's a lot lighter, a lot drier. That'll go in our compost bin. Here's the amount of juice taken out of it. Okay, now you see it wasn't almost a gallon because it depends on the size of the vegetables we have. Sometimes our cucumbers are bigger and lemons are a little bigger and so forth, which will get a little higher. But what I'll do now is I'll use water to rinse this out, and I'll pour some in here. I won't make a full gallon because it's a little lower than we wanted. But you can see about how it's worth juicing that again to get that rest of the juice out, because that would have all been wasted. So, another thing I must point out, that when you get done with everything, stir it. And before you serve it, every time, serve it. Stir it, you know what I mean? So to mix it around, because it'll separate in time as it sits. So always be sure to, and in our case, we take the cover off, and we mix it around, stir it around real good, and then we serve it. We do that every time. And you should, because it'll separate. And it comes out real good. Now that'll last us about 2 days. With us, family of 4, we have a little cup about this size. About this size at every meal. It'll last us. Now I'll show you how to clean, how easy it is to clean the Omega 8003 juicer. Okay, this is the part I show you how to disassemble it. Just take this off, put it in the sink, take this off, in the sink, flip this over to where it says open. That just flips right off like that, and there's your whole unit. Okay? And that unit's done. Sometimes you got a little bit of residue here you got to clean up on here, no big deal. Okay, sorry for it being a little bit on an angle, but I got to be able to get in here. And I think I'll turn the light on and get a little better, so you got a little better idea here. Now, all you do basically, I got a little screen down in the sink here, which you want to have, unless you got a garbage disposal. If you're one of them lucky ones that have a garbage disposal. And basically I just rinse everything off real quick. Usually I have soapy water, but for the photography I don't. I'll have soapy water here, I put it in. But basically just rinse them off. And then of course I'll wash them off with a rag. I won't just do this. And then this just unthreads. You pull it out like that. Rinse that off. And then just push this little stub through here, like that. That pulls off. So you really don't have to use soap and water if you don't want it, because just vegetables, and it rinses really clean, as you'll see here in a minute. And I just rinse it off. I'm trying to show you in real time doing it, because it's real dirty, because it's dirtier than normal because we ran it through a second time. There, see? That's it. No getting in there scrubbing. Now this is the business end of it. You just push this through. This will be really packed because we did that second thing. You just rinse this off like this. Maybe turn some of the water down so I don't spray up and get the camera lens dirty. And we've had this for about a year now, a little over a year. So you can see it's tinged, but you can bleach it out if you want. We don't care. But there, that's done. That's clean. Now, this is the toughest part. This little strainer thing. See? I just rinse it out like that. It comes with a brush, comes in the kit. You just brush it like this right here by this little screen. Like that there. Like that there. Depends on how fancy you want to get. And then there's a screen at the very end here. Just hit that a couple times like this with the brush. Like that. Go inside like this. Until like you're brushing your teeth or your tooth. Rinse it off. Rinse off that. And that's it. It's done. Now you could really put this on the shelf. You'd be done. It'd be all ready to go the next time. But I don't. I put them in soap and water just because that's the way we do it. But now you have the fun part of cleaning this up, which is with the strainer's easy. Just play around with it. Figure it out for yourself on that one. But that's it. Put it back together and you're ready to go. Would you like to drink that water that's in the sink? I'm going to go drink it right now. Thank you. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped out.